So it's 4:45. I'm still waiting for them to show up, but I have everything in a pile. My whole living room is torn apart, basically waiting for them to show up. But I paid for old furniture removal, so they are going to remove these 3 items before they bring in the new item. So I tried to make it as easy as possible for them and just kind of put everything like close to the door. They texted me that I'm the next stop. So we'll see how long that is until then. But I was able to move the couch. This couch is actually relatively light. I was able to move the whole thing with one hand. And I vacuumed behind it already. And yeah, we're going to get this thing out. But I'm getting anxious.
You're silly.
Yuck. I hope you're hungry. For nothing. No new couch. Nothing was taken. Story time. So, as you guys saw, I did not get my new couch yesterday. And we're gonna make my chia seed water while we talk about what the heck happened. So, yesterday, also, please excuse my face. I have this ginormous scratch on my face. A Boston Terrier scratched me in the face. I was getting him out of his kennel and he got a little too excited and he jumped out of his kennel at my face, nails first. So I have this lovely scratch on my face now. I have Aquaphor on it currently to try to keep it moisturized. I don't think it'll scar. I really hope it doesn't scar. That would be horrible, but yeah, so that's my face. Anyway, so yesterday was my for sure delivery date for my new couch, right? I was tracking them. They gave me an estimated delivery time. And finally it said that it would get here between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock p.m. So I basically sat around all day. I did get a lot done though. My sister actually came over yesterday, and while we were waiting for my new couch to be delivered, we actually spent a good amount of time upstairs in my closet reorganizing all of my clothes and my dressers and stuff, and everything looks beautiful, by the way, I should add. I'll show you guys my closet in a little bit, but so we did get some stuff done yesterday, so we were productive a little bit. Then I get a text message and they're like, hey, you're the next stop, and it was like 5:15, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. They show up. I'm really excited. I have everything ready like you guys saw yesterday. My whole living room is torn apart. And they come up to me and they're like, they're verifying like what they're taking, what they're bringing in, you know, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yep, perfect. So I open the door. It's freezing out yesterday, by the way. So I'm standing there with the door open, like waiting for them to start like hauling stuff out of my house and bringing the new couch in, right? And they're out there for a really long time, like a really long time. I would say like almost 15 minutes. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And finally, they come up to the door and they're like, so we're not going to be bringing your couch today because it is actually damaged in the back of our truck. And everything in me just like sunk to the floor because I was like, what? Like I did all this, like I was so ready and prepared for them yesterday. And they were like, yeah, we're going to have to call customer care and they're going to have to reschedule your delivery. We can't, you know, we don't want to give you a damaged couch. And I was like, I understand, like things happen. I was just so disappointed, you guys, because I literally I moved everything in my living room. And then I had to move it all back. So I talked to customer care yesterday while they were here. And so now they're saying that they're going to come on Monday. So let's hope Monday it actually shows up and it's not damaged and it's a perfectly functional couch. That's the goal here. But yeah, so last night was pretty defeating. It was pretty sad. I really was looking forward to getting a new couch because I have been needing one for so long now. But yeah, that's the story on that. So hopefully I can update you guys again on Monday and show you guys the new couch. And also chia water, obsessed with it. I showed me trying chia water for the first time in my last vlog. I have literally had it every single day since. It's amazing and it's actually been doing wonders for a lot of things. but especially it's been helping my LS, I have noticed. I do want to give you guys a very full animal update because my animals were both not doing well in my last vlog, and so much has happened since then that I have a lot to tell you. So we're gonna go in my living room and sit down on my old couch and I'll give you guys a full update on that situation and how they're doing. Let's go sit. Let's go sit and chat, friends. If you don't like chatty videos, then you might not want to watch this part. But if you want to know what's been going on with my animals, then you definitely want to watch this part. Okay, we're comfy. We got our water. Now let's talk about my animals. So last vlog, Avril had a really massive, bloody, pussy sty on her eye, and Baxter was vomiting a lot. So I ended up taking both of them to the vet that Tuesday. I couldn't get them in that Monday that I wanted to, so I was able to get them in on Tuesday. And I was able to get them both in at the exact same time. So I didn't have to like break it up during the week. I could just get them both in, and it worked out great. So Avril, you know, we talked about how like this has been a reoccurring problem. We don't know what's causing them. And the vet looked at her eye with like one of those like zoomy type things, like really, really close. And she said she didn't see anything super definitive, but she said it could be a number of things. Like it could be like a clogged tear duct. It could be, what did she say? Like an eyelash that keeps getting like ingrown or something like that. And she just keeps getting them. There really wasn't anything I could do for her except they gave her a antibiotic shot that worked in her body for the next 2 weeks, and that helped, and she hasn't had any issues since. If I really wanted to investigate further why this happened, I would have to find a veterinary optometrist, which I'm not going to do because that is so expensive. But basically from here on out, I just have to monitor her and keep bringing her in for eye gel if it keeps happening. And, you know, if it started to get really severe to the point where like her eye was like swollen or, you know, she had other massive issues, then I would take that route, obviously. But I'm not going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for an optometrist when she just gets them randomly every once in a while. I did also have her eyes tested for like glaucoma and stuff like that. She doesn't have anything like that. Her eyes are healthy. She just keeps getting reoccurring styes for some reason. So I just kept putting on the cream. They gave her a shot of antibiotics and she was basically good to go. And for those wondering, I do not have any type of pet insurance. And the reason why I don't have pet insurance is both of my animals are seniors, right? And having senior animals with pre-existing conditions, it is literally the most pointless thing to get pet insurance because a lot of pet insurances, almost all of them actually, do not cover pre-existing conditions. So if I got pet insurance for Avril, they wouldn't cover anything to do with her kidneys or her urine or her eyes or, you know what I mean? Because she already has those things, so the insurance wouldn't cover that. And same with Baxter. If I got Baxter pet insurance, they wouldn't cover things like anything to do with urinary crystals. So no, I do not have pet insurance because it's too late. They're too late in life and they have too many pre-existing conditions to make it worth it. Now, my next pet that I get, which won't be for a very long time because your girl is so tired and I need a break. But the next pet that I get will be either, you know, a kitten or a puppy or a young dog or cat. I will be getting pet insurance because, whew, I could really use the help. Okay, now for Baxter. So Baxter, as you guys know, he was throwing up a lot. I was afraid that it was a pancreatitis flare-up. He did okay the rest of that day and night, but he did something else. He started doing something else that was really concerning. He started going to the litter box every 4 hours on the dot to urinate. And that is 100% not like him. I know this cat's potty schedule. Like, I know when he pees. And it's definitely not every 4 hours. That is not normal for him. So I was really concerned. I thought that maybe he had a UTI. Maybe he was getting crystals again. Like, I was just thinking all of these things. So when I was able to get him in on Tuesday with Avril, I was very excited. The first thing, when I got him out of his carrier, the vet couldn't believe how fat he is, which was really embarrassing because Baxter has, like, I got him as a fat cat. Like, I didn't make him fat. Like, he came to me overweight. And, you know, we tried to work on his diet. Then he got pancreatitis. He was hospitalized. We had to do, like, a bunch of food changes. He's fat. He's still fat. Like, we're still working on it. But that was the first thing the vet said, is she couldn't believe how fat he was. We did weigh him, and unfortunately, he did gain a pound. He weighs 19.6 right now, which I kind of knew it was getting to that point, but I didn't think it was that much. And so I felt a little bit shamed by the vet because, you know, I feel like when it comes to Baxter and just cats in general, like, I really am trying to do the best that I freaking can. But it's just like, at that point, I was so stressed. I was like, oh my gosh, please just cut me a break. Like, I know he's fat. You know, I don't feed him churros 8 times a day. He literally just gets his food and that's it. But apparently that wasn't working. So we talked about his diet, which again was a little bit frustrating because Baxter does not like wet food. He has never really liked wet food. So we had to pretty much play a game of which wet food does he like. But not only that, because it had to be a wet food that was hydrolyzed protein because of his pancreatitis. So, you know, I can't just go to Walmart and get wet cat food, you know? It has to be for his urinary. He has to be on a urinary diet, and he has to be on a hydrolyzed protein diet. So the vet gave me a recommendation of what to try. I purchased it. Granted, it's almost $120 for a case of 24 5-ounce cans, and I tried it, and thankfully, knock on wood, he absolutely loves his wet food. So his new diet is 3/4 of a can of wet food a day and only 1/4 a cup of dry at night. But I'm noticing he likes his wet food so much now that he doesn't even want his dry food. He just wants the wet food, which is crazy because I'm not kidding, guys. This cat would not eat wet food at all, ever. So the wet food he's on is the Royal Canin Select Protein PD. It's like the little loafy, like duck and pea flavor, and he absolutely loves it. He's sitting next to me right now watching the birds on my bird feeder, so he's watching TV while I talk. So we got that figured out. We're working on the diet. Is it working? I don't know. It takes a really long time for cats to lose weight. But not only that, it's very difficult for cats to lose weight. So it takes a long time, but it's also difficult for cats to lose weight once they've gained it. So we're still working on that. And then we brought up the throwing up and the urinary issues. And she did an exam and she lifted his tail up and she said that she could physically see crystals outside or like around his penis. And that, like, instant heart attack. I was like, what do you mean you can see crystals? So they took him back, got him cleaned up. They did a urinalysis on him, like they did a bladder tap where they like go in and take pee directly from the bladder and tested it. And it was the most perfect pee sample you could ever imagine. Out of all the pee samples that he has had since he's been with me, this was his most perfect one. Literally no signs of UTIs, no signs of crystals. You know, there was a little bit of protein. We'll get to that. That's coming. But other than that, it was like a perfectly clear urinalysis of his pee. So what we narrowed down to that is he just had like a case of like cystitis maybe. Like maybe he was stressed out about something and gave himself a little bit of like stress cystitis. So he was just going to the bathroom more. But he's been doing good. He's no longer going to the bathroom every 4 hours. He was on gabapentin for about a week because she said that, like, you know, maybe he did pass a crystal and maybe his urethra was still irritated from it. So he kept trying to go to the bathroom to like relieve the pain. You know what I mean? But he's not blocked, no UTI, no more crystals. So we got that handled. And then it came time to talk about the throwing up. And you know, cats throw up, all right? I've always known that. Even before I got a cat, I always have known that cats tend to throw up more than dogs. They, you know, get hairballs, they eat too fast, they They just have very touchy tummies, right? But he was throwing up a lot, like abnormal for a cat even. So she started looking him over. Everything sounded good. Everything felt good. And then she got to his mouth and she looked at his teeth. I'm talking so much. I need a water break. And when she opened his mouth, she goes, ooh. And I was like, oh my gosh, now what? Oh my gosh, what's wrong now? And she showed me, and Baxter had a pretty severe, let me get the name of it because I do not want to butcher this. Baxter had what's called FRLs, which is feline resorptive lesions. Floors, if you guys have ever heard of that. Basically, it's a painful and progressive dental disease that affects up to 60% of cats over 6 years old. Basically, the body breaks down and absorbs the tooth structure, often starting below the gum line. So he had a pretty severe one of that, like you could see it. And she showed it to me and I was like, oh my gosh. And what's crazy about this is last year, a couple months after I got him, we were playing with toys and I noticed it last year. Okay, and this made me feel so guilty, right? I felt so guilty because I saw that last year while we were playing and I was like, ooh, I don't like the way that looks. That looks a little bit funny. Like I should get that checked out. But then he almost died on me by getting pancreatitis and I totally forgot about it. Never thought about it again. But so I felt like a giant piece of crap because I knew something was wrong and it turned out to be one of the most painful things that cats can have happen in their mouth. So she said, you know, we definitely have to get that addressed. We have to get that tooth out. We have to get that tooth pulled like right away, which I agreed. I was like, oh, absolutely. Like I noticed this last year, but I didn't know it was that. I knew it looked funny. Scheduled Baxter's Dental. We scheduled they took blood and urine to test his blood and urine again, like for pre-anesthetic stuff. And so he got his blood drawn, right? And they sent it to the lab. Got his dental scheduled. I'm just waiting to get those blood test results back first, you know, and 2 days goes by, 3 days goes by, 5 days goes by, and I still haven't gotten his blood work results. And I was like, what the heck is this? So I call the vet and I'm like, hi, like I'm just checking to see if you guys have Baxter's blood results back from the lab. And, you know, they told me, they're like, let us look into this and we'll call you back. And I was like, okay, thank you. Well, they call me back, and it turns out that the blood sample that I paid over $200 for and the urinalysis, it turns out that the lab lost those samples. They completely lost the samples. So poor Baxter, not only did he have to go to the vet and, you know, have everything, you know, poked and prodded and have his mouth messed with and get blood taken, I had to take him in again a week before his dental to have his blood and urine redrawn and retested to make sure that he was safe for surgery. So this cat has been to the vet like almost every 1 day a week for the last 3 weeks. And that's a lot for him, okay? He does not like car rides, so it was a lot. But the second time worked. They did not charge me for it because it wasn't my fault. They're the ones that screwed up. So the second time worked, everything looked great. His blood work looked great. His urine did show a little bit of protein in there. So during his dental, I opted to have like a urine protein test. Yeah, like a urine protein test to see exactly how much is in there and like the concentration, all that. I don't know, that stuff. So I did opt to have that during his dental. So the day comes, we get to his dental. He's there all day. I drop him off at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I don't think I got to pick him up until like 6 p.m. So he was there almost 12 hours. So it turns out Baxter had to have 6 teeth pulled, 6 of them. Okay. And I knew for sure that one bottom canine was going to get pulled because that's where the FRL was on that bottom canine. And when I got home, you know, I started looking at his paperwork and I looked at the little diagram and they put like X's on all the teeth that they pulled. And I literally went, oh my gosh. Poor Baxter lost all of his canines. So his upper canines and his lower canines. So he no longer has those like 4 sharp teeth in his mouth. I did not know that he was going to get all of his canines pulled. That was wild to me. I was like, oh my gosh, you poor cat. And then he got like a couple small ones pulled. So 6 total. He lost all of his canines. I don't even know if he can be considered a cat anymore, really, because he was declawed as a kitten. I did not declaw him. So he's fully declawed, and now he has like no teeth. So I don't even know if you can even call him a cat at this point. So what we're thinking is, you know, having that really painful, you know, dental disease, we're thinking that, you know, a lot of the vomiting and a lot of the issues that he was having was, you know, it could be related to pancreatitis, but she's thinking that it could also have been from pain, because it would happen after he would eat. So, like, we're thinking maybe the pain from that caused him to throw up. I don't really know. But he healed really nicely from his dental. Everything went great. He took his medicines really nicely. He was such a good cat. Like, he's a very, very good-natured cat. He finished all of his antibiotics, all of his pain meds, and he has been doing literally amazing ever since. Like, it was the best $1,500 ever spent, because that dental was so worth it. Like, he's just doing, okay, I literally just almost witnessed someone hitting another car in the parking lot. I don't know how you do that, but okay. But yeah, he is doing really, really well. He's like a totally different cat. The new diet is going great. He's feeling better. Avril's feeling better. I'm happy. It's been great. Everyone's doing much better now. And that is the update on my pets. So we have no more vet visits scheduled, hopefully for at least 6 months. You know, when you have pets that are seniors, you do have to pretty much count on going to the vet more often than usual. I need a little bit of a break. Like, I know they're gonna, like they're seniors, like things can pop up at any time, right? You just have to prepare for that. But just give me 6 months, all right? Just give me 6 months. That's all I need. Oh wait, I have to go to the vet in May. I'm going to the vet in May for Avril to get her blood and urine looked at, because she has kidney issues. She has elevated SDMA levels. So we have to do that in May. But other than that, I don't want any more surprise vet visits, is what I'm saying. So yeah, those are all the updates with my pets, with my couch drama. I am really hoping that it comes Monday, because I just want to get it done, okay? I have been putting off getting a new couch for so long just because I didn't want to deal with stuff like this. And I just want it done. I just want it done. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to clean this, put some more Aquaphor on, and make something to eat and just relax before work tomorrow, because I have another big day full of dogs tomorrow. So I just want to relax. I will show you guys my closet later, like how nice it looks. I really wish I would have taken like a before shot, because I just had stuff everywhere. It was just crazy. So yeah, I'll show you guys that later, but for now, I'm just going to decompress. I'm going to watch this episode of Dr. Pull and then take a shower. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, here we are, round 2 of hopefully getting a new couch today. I have moved everything once again. It's about 20 minutes to 4 o'clock. They should be here anywhere between 5:30, I'm hoping. But I got everything moved out of the way. I even cleaned my walls, like physically mopped my walls. So just to stall time. And then I'm going to feed the animals their dinner and then get them locked away so that I can, you know, do this today. But fingers crossed, because I'm really starting to like, this whole thing has just been really annoying, and I want to get it done, and I want a new couch. Also, update on this. I had quite an eventful weekend with this. When I came home from work on Friday, it started pussing, and it had like, it's really gross. It had like little bubbles on it, so it got infected over the weekend. That was fun. So literally all weekend I had a giant bandage on my face with antibiotic ointment on it. But yeah, there's what it's looking like now. Yeah, that's the update. Hopefully the next time I talk to you, we will have a new couch. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Because I'm sick of looking at this one. I love this couch. Don't get me wrong, okay? I take amazing naps on this thing. This is like the best napping couch I've ever had in my life. It's ugly, and it's falling apart, and it needs to go. So, let's hope today's the day. Bye-bye, old couch. There it goes. It's out of here. All right, guys, it's official. The new couch is here. It is in. Let's take a look at it. And here is the new couch. Ta-da! Here it is. I do have some blankets on it, so you can't really see it fully, but there is the new couch. It is a leather sectional, so it actually has like the sectional piece right here. Let's see if I can like properly show you. So it's got like the sectional piece. It is all leather. It even came with the leather pillows, which I absolutely love. That was kind of like a huge selling point to me. But here's what the whole living room looks like now with the new couch. It fits great. It looks great. I also got rid of, very bittersweet for me, but I did get rid of my dad's chair. That chair, I'm trying not to get choked up. That chair was my dad's for the longest time. I think that chair was like over 40 years old. It was very sentimental to me. And then when he passed away, I ended up keeping that chair. But unfortunately, it was literally so old to the point where it was falling apart and it looked really bad. And I got a quote to like reupholster it and like kind of redo it and bring it back to life. And they wanted like almost $2,000 for it. Which I was not willing to do. So I did get rid of my dad's chair. I did order a new chair. It should be here sometime next week. I did order it separately because I wanted to see what the couch would look like before I ordered a chair because I kind of wanted them to match. So I am waiting for my new chair to get here. But there's the new couch. What do you guys think? What do you think? I think it looks great. It's definitely my style. Like when I say my style of couch, it's this right here, all the way down to the leather pillows. I love it. It also has a lot of really cool perks. It is actually a pull-out bed sofa. So this little piece right here, I don't know if you can see. So this little piece right here folds out. It actually comes out further, but I'd have to like move the coffee table. But it comes all the way out and up, and it becomes like a huge area. This side piece over here, like the sectional part, go ahead and show you, has a ton of storage underneath, like a ton of storage underneath, which is really cool. Baxter, look out. And another really cool perk is it actually has phone chargers on both sides of the couch. So I can literally charge my phone through my couch, which is super cool. I usually will always have my phone plugged in when I'm down here. I just thought that was a really cool perk, but I did pull everything out and check everything out, and everything works really good, looks really good. And yeah, there's the new couch. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? I'm gonna be honest with you. Personally, and this is my fault for buying a couch blindly online, I don't really like it. Like, I like the way it looks, but I don't like the way it feels. It is very, very firm. And usually I like my furniture to be a little more on the firm side, but this is like very firm. I have officially called this my Flintstones couch because it literally feels like I'm sitting on a rock. So it's not the most comfortable thing in the whole entire world, which is very unfortunate. All the reviews were good, and I didn't really see too many reviews that talked about how hard it is. And I guess the reason could be because it is like a pull-out sofa kind of deal. So that could be why. But yeah, it's really unfortunate. I did take a couple naps on it already. I got this couch on Monday, and it is now Wednesday. So I have taken a couple naps on it, and the naps are good. I've been taking good naps, but it's not the same as my old couch, you know? It's just not the same, but it'll have to do for now. And the reason I say that is because Baxter is obsessed with this couch. Like, he is just absolutely in love with it. This is where he spends all of his time now, but yeah. And literally this whole thing can be laid completely flat. And this is going to be like the perfect movie marathon couch because I can pull out the bed, I can lean these back, and it can just be like the ultimate like movie theater seat, I feel. So I do like that about it. I don't absolutely hate it, but I'm not in love with it. And I don't want to return it because, to be perfectly honest with you, I literally just don't want to go through the hassle of doing all that. I do not want to deal with it. Like, after the first failed delivery experience, I don't want to deal with it. The second, like when they came on Monday, it was a beautiful experience. They were super quick. They were very friendly. It went really well. They took out my old couch, all my old furniture, really quick. They put this one in, set it up. It was great. It was a great experience, but I'm not like over the moon about it. Like, it's just not the most comfortable thing in the world. It's also kind of tall and I'm very short. So like when I sit on the couch, this is like one of those things that like kind of sucks about it. My feet dangle because I'm so short. And, you know, when I sit back, it's just kind of like this. And then I start to like slide down, you know? It's not one of those couches where like you sit on it and you like melt in it and it's just like super comfortable. The chassis part of it, I wanted a sectional. That was like a definite must on my list. Is it had to be black, it had to be leather, and it had to be a sectional. Because I love this. I love this. Like, this is my spot right here. This is what I like in a couch, right? It's okay, I guess. I'm just not like, I'm not blown away by it. But, I mean, it looks great. It's new. It's not falling apart like my other one was. I now know to not blindly buy a couch online. Because it's just really hard. It's such a hard sofa. I don't know. Should I pull it all the way out? I'm going to pull it all the way out so you guys can see. Just so you guys can get like the full effect here, okay? Let me just set you up there. I'm going to have to move this out of the way, which kind of sucks, but I just pull this. Okay. And then look at that. Isn't that so cool? I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Like, what a perfect like movie couch. You know what I mean? Like, imagine just like a ton of pillows and blankets and just having this watching movies. Like, are you kidding? And then if I wanted to, I could like put this all the way back if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that because I'd have to move the whole couch, and this couch is very heavy. Looks, 10 out of 10. Love how it looks. Comfortability, like a 3 out of 10, okay? Like, oh my gosh, I'm such a feral animal. And my blinds are open, so all my neighbors are probably like, what is that girl doing in her house? Do we like it? Not like it? I don't think it's too bad. So yeah, I think in total, I think it was around $1,900 for everything, including the price of the couch, the delivery fee, the price that I had to pay to remove all of the old furniture. I think it was around like $1,900 total. Do I think this couch is worth $1,900? Yeah, hit or miss, hit or miss. I'm very frugal and I'm very cheap when it comes to furniture. And I should have gotten a new couch like 2 years ago, but I just did not want to spend the money on it. I did not have a very good day at work today. I was just, it was just one of those days where it was just not a good day. It was not a good day. Everything was just stressful and stupid. Tomorrow I have another very busy day, and then I work Friday, and then Saturday I'm going to a concert with my sister. My sister's birthday is coming up at the end of March, and one of her favorite emo bands from way back in the day was Boys Like Girls. You guys ever heard of them? If you're our age, then yeah, you probably have. And they're coming to Grand Rapids, and for her birthday, we're gonna go to that concert this Saturday. So I did take Monday off. I did take Monday off because if there's one thing I've learned about myself as I have gotten older and more up into my 30s, it's when I go to a concert, and I don't even go hard at concerts, right? Like, I don't go into the mosh pit. I don't do anything super crazy at concerts, but when I go to a concert, I literally need 2 business days to heal and recover. I don't know the science. I don't know what that is. But I literally cannot do concerts without having a 2-day recovery period. I have been really getting a head start on my spring cleaning, and it has been great. I think I told you guys that me and my sister completely redid and reworked my closet. I got rid of like 3 garbage bags full of stuff. I got like a little closet dresser. You know, I should probably just show you guys because I think I already told you about it, but I just haven't shown you yet. So let's show you my closet, my bedroom. So here is my closet now. It is a lot more organized. This is that little closet dresser that I got off TikTok Shop. So obsessed with TikTok Shop. I have bought so much stuff on there. So I got this. I got all my clothes in there and organized. I have Baxter's crate right there. And then I have all of my clothes. Well, not all of them, but I have band t-shirts, horror movie t-shirts, and sweatshirts. Up here is where I put all of my shoes. And then at the very top is where I put all of my purses. So we have purses, shoes, clothes, extra clothes. So like tank tops, bathing suits, belts, stuff like that. Those are just slippers right there. And then over here, I have 2 dressers. Those are all cleaned out and organized. They look really nice. But my closet is what I'm super, super proud of because this thing was a mess. I literally had shoes just piled up in the corner. I had a bunch of junk in that corner. It was so packed here. Like I could barely move any of my hangers. It was so packed. Up here, I had more just a bunch of junk. And up there, I had like bins of stuff that just didn't need to be there. So the fact that everything is now nicely organized and I still even have a little bit of room, it's so sad. Like seeing this is so satisfying to me. And yes, I have a lot of black. It was so funny when my sister came over and we were looking at my closet. I opened my closet doors and she just started laughing because it's pretty much all black. This thing is really cute. It was only like $40. Easy to put together and it fits right in your closet. So 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. So yeah, there's my closet. This has been like the most satisfying thing I've done. This is a dream. This is literally a dream. I'm so happy with how my closet turned out.